Pranam to all of you. 12th January is the birthday of Swami Vivekananda as per the English calendar, and this day is celebrated in India as the National Youth Day of India. So I have thought in this very special day, let us reflect on the teachings of Swami Vivekananda. Namasriyati Rajaya Vivekananda Suray Satchit Sukha Swarupaya Swamine Tapaharine. I am reading from the beautiful book Be One with God, A Guiding Light to Mankind, written by Navina C.K. Reading from the chapter Know Yourselves. Swami Vivekananda is saying, each soul is potentially divine. The goal is to manifest this divinity within by controlling nature, external and internal. Do this either by work or worship or psychic control or philosophy, by one or more or all of this, and be free. This is the whole of religion. Doctrines or dogmas or rituals or books or temples or forms are but secondary details. The more I live, the more I become convinced every day that every human being is divine. In no man or woman, however vile, does the divinity die. Only he or she does not know how to reach it and is waiting for the truth. Oh, if only you know yourselves, you are souls, you are gods. If ever I feel like blaspheming, it is when I call you man. I would not worship even the Greek gods, for they were separate from humanity. Only those should be worshipped who are like ourselves but greater. The difference between the gods and me must be a difference only of degree. God is the infinite, impersonal being, ever existent, unchanging, immortal, fearless, and you are all his incarnation, his embodiments. This is the God of Vedanta, and his heaven is everywhere. In this heaven dwell all the personal gods. There are you yourselves. Exit praying and laying flowers in the temples. No books, no scriptures, no science can ever imagine the glory of the self that appears as man, the most glorious God that ever was, the only God that ever existed, exists or ever will exist. I am to worship therefore none but myself. The vastness of his desire is really the sign of man's own infinitude. It is because he is infinite that he can only be satisfied when his desire is infinite and its fulfillment infinite. What then can satisfy man? Not gold, not enjoyment, not beauty. One infinite alone can satisfy him, and that infinite is himself. When he realizes this, then alone comes freedom. Man is the highest being that exists, and this is the greatest world, for here can man realize freedom. Oh, how calm would be the work of one who really understood the divinity of man. For such there is nothing to do save to open men's eyes. All the rest does itself. Be still and know that you are God. Your own will is all the answer's prayer. Only it appears under the guise of different religious conceptions to each mind. We may call it Buddha, Jesus, Krishna, Jehovah, Allah, Agni, but it is only the self, the I. All knowledge is in me, all power, all purity, and all freedom. Why cannot I express this knowledge? Because I do not believe in it. Let me believe in it, and it must and will come out. In everyone is God, the Atman. All else is but dream and illusion. There is no God separate from you, no God higher than you. The real you, all the gods are little beings to you. All the ideas of God and Father in heaven are but your own reflection. God himself is your image. I am one alone through all eternity. Whom shall I fear? It is all myself. This is continuously to be meditated upon. Through that comes realization. It is through realization that you become a blessing to others. Realize yourself. That is all there is to do. Know yourself as you are, infinite spirit. That is practical religion. Everything else is impractical, for everything else will vanish. That alone will never vanish. It is eternal. Hospitals will tumble down. Railroad givers will all die. This earth will be blown to pieces. Suns wiped out. The soul endureth forever. The animal has its happiness in the senses, the man in his intellect, and the God in spiritual contemplation. It is only to the soul that has attained to this contemplative state that the world realizes becomes beautiful. To him who desires nothing and does not mix himself up with them, the manifold changes of nature are one panorama of beauty and sublimity. You are all running after life, and we find that is foolishness. There is something much higher than life even. This life is inferior material. Why should I live at all? I am something higher than life. Living is always slavery. We always get mixed up. Everything is a continuous chain of slavery. So long as we have no knowledge of our real nature, we are beggars. What can the universe give us more than our own soul? Possessing that, we possess all. That were few of the teachings of Swami Vivekananda. I was reading from the chapter Know Yourself from the book Be One with God. I think on this very special day of 12th January, we should be remembering the teachings and we should try to practice Swami Vivekananda's philosophy in our everyday life at every moment of our life. Thank you. Hopefully, we all have learned many things from Swamiji. Jai Swamiji. আমাদের ইউটিউব চ্যানেলটি সাবস্ক্রাইব করুন আরো ভিডিওস পেতে।